Happy release day! Well, I'm filming this video literally 2 hours before it has to go live. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 6, now 7 young adult romance books. Normally for release day content, release week content, I am a little bit more put together than this. I have makeup on usually. Today I don't, because usually I bulk these videos up, but I feel like I just had no time these past few days to do that, so we're kind of coming in not hot. It's fine. Today I am talking all about Teaching the Teacher's Pet, which is now live over on Amazon in ebook, paperback, and in audio, so you guys can go read this now. It is officially live. I cannot believe this book is live. Like, it just is kind of wild to me that this book is now out in the world and we're getting to celebrate it. I have cookie cake in the house waiting for me. It's a good day. Over on Instagram a few days ago, I asked you guys to ask me questions, and I didn't get too many, but I did get 5, and I'm going to answer those questions in today's video. So if you guys are ready, let's dive in talking about Teaching the Teacher's Pet. So Teaching the Teacher's Pet is the first book in the Most Likely To series. It is a series about this kind of popularity list that goes around Brentwood High every single school year, and Maisie Matthews, our main character, is on it. She's voted most likely to marry a math book for her love of math. She's a math geek. She loves it. And Connor, the love interest, is a part of the same group that put her on that list. So imagine what her response is when he asks her to tutor him. Maisie and Connor, I swear, the quotes I've been sharing on my Instagram page are just so peak Maisie and Connor that it just makes my heart so happy. The snarkiness between these characters is literally unparalleled. When I think of like my main character, if you've read my past books, I feel like Maisie is a definite combination between Blair and Sophia. She's got that snarkiness of Blair, but she also has that dedication and like more, I won't want to say warm-hearted, because Blair is still a great character, but that kind of warm-heartedness of Sophia as well. And I feel like if those two characters could combine, that would definitely be Maisie. As for Connor, who would I combine him with? Well, this is kind of weird, but I did not plan this. Maybe like Walsh and Lucas, if they were combined. Walsh and Lucas? Is that who I think? I think so, Walsh and Lucas. I think they'd make a great Connor. I think he's kind of has elements of both those characters that is just really... That's funny. I did not plan that. They're both from out of my league, and if they're in fits, it's fine. So I do have a few questions on Instagram that I'm going to answer. So one says, how did you come up with the characters' names? Honestly, it was a bit random. I think, was Maisie always Maisie? I'm pretty sure Maisie was always Maisie and Connor was always Connor. I don't think they changed at all over the course of editing, but I actually have always loved the name Maisie, and I've always loved the name Connor, weirdly enough. And I feel like I'm that kind of writer that as soon as like a name just pops into my head, if it works, it sticks. And for Maisie and Connor, it definitely worked and it definitely stuck. Maisie's last name was definitely different though. I don't remember what it was, but I really just wanted to go for the alliteration of Maisie Matthews. I know alliteration probably isn't really that common in the real world, but it's one of my favorite things to do in writing because it makes the character feel a little bit more real to me and a little bit more likable to me, because I just love alliteration. It's so good. And then Matthews, I wanted to have that play on like math is in her name kind of, so that's why I did her name. And then Connor Bray, I thought the last name Bray was completely random to me, but then I remembered my cousin's last name is Bray, so guess it wasn't as random as I thought. It's funny that things just like kind of sneak into your head like that, into your subconscious, and you're like, oh, that's perfect, and then you're like, oh, awkward. Another question is, how did you come up with the name for the book? So I knew this book was definitely going to be that kind of like, she's the math geek, he's the jock that she has to tutor, and I always knew that I wanted him to kind of give her lessons in love. So I tried to think of like ideas of what could be along those lines, and she's a teacher pet and he's teaching her, so we have Teaching the Teacher's Pet. It's kind of fun. I think it works really, really well for this book. I think out of all of my titles, this book is like solid, hands down, perfect. And while I was brainstorming these books back last July, in 2021, that's when I started outlining all of these books in the series. I tried to think of title ideas that were really catchy and kind of portrayed the trope a little bit in the title. For example, Can't Catch My Breath, Out of My League, If the Broom Fits, Two Kinds of Us doesn't really portray the trope in the title. What Are Friends For? Kind of. I mean, yes, it kind of hints at a friends lovers romance, but I really wanted something that was kind of more like, you know, you can kind of get the vibes from the title. And Teaching the Teacher's Pet really, really stood out to me, and I thought it really worked. What inspired this book and the characters? Again, it was just me brainstorming, like, what are some fun tropes? What are some ways I could put some spin on the tropes? And honestly, I know the math geek and quarterback has been done quite often. It has been done. It's a really popular trope, but it's one of my all-time favorites. I've always wanted to write the kind of math geek quarterback. In this case, Connor's not the quarterback, but he is a football jock. I've always wanted to write that story. That's the kind of story that I like. Even in the beginning when I was writing Out of My League with that baseball kind of aspect, I've always wanted to touch on the sort of like nerdy girl, popular guy. That's one of my favorite tropes, and I know it's been done quite a few times, but I really, really, really wanted to tell my own story about it. And so when I came to like brainstorming this new series, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this book. I really want to do this book, so we're going to do this book. So I guess kind of this is like a book of my heart in a little bit of a way. This has definitely been a trope I've always wanted to write. The enemies to lovers kind of math book jock trope. Math geek jock trope. So that's really what inspired it. It was just kind of, I've always wanted to do it, so we did it. What is something in your writing/business that you do differently than when you started? For one thing, I'm doing release week a ton differently. For my past releases, I've done a video every single day of release week, and it was just kind of like centered on the book with heavy promotion and things like that. But this release, I am doing it differently, and I'm not doing a release day live stream. Not for like any particular reason, more it's just time constraints right now for me. So that's something I'm doing differently for this release than I've done in the past. And another thing that I do differently for this new series, I've actually linked books 2's pre-order in the back of book 1 immediately. So I'm hoping to get more pre-orders for book 2 that way. We'll see. That's like my ideal, and I've heard that does well for authors. So that's also something that I'm doing differently, and we're testing it out, and hopefully it works. So the last question that I got is, what program do you use for writing? Google Docs, Word, something else? So I use Microsoft Word for my writing. Sometimes I write in my notebook, but like not like a ton. But I use Word, and then I format in Vellum. I don't remember off the top of my head all of the songs on Teaching the Teacher's Pets playlist, but one that has been stuck in my head throughout this entire writing process has been Loser Like Me by the Glee cast. And the funny thing is I have no idea how I came to hear about that song because I've never watched Glee. And so I don't know how I found that song. I found the song back when I was in middle school, maybe. I would say middle school, probably middle school. Because I remember it was on my playlist. And then I was writing this book, and I randomly had a lyric from that song pop into my head, and I'm like, oh, that song. I should listen to that song. And then I listened to it, and I could not get it out of my head for the rest of the book, which is perfect because I feel like it's like pretty good. Like if this book had one soundtrack, it would be that song. But that is one song that is definitely this book. I'll be posting the full playlist on my Instagram because I can't find it. It's on my Canva, but it's in the house on my laptop, so I can't like check it out here. But I'll be posting it on my Instagram today, as well as a ton of little like things from the book where I'll be flipping through the pages and reading off a quote or typing off a quote. I'm not going to actually read it. But all those fun things are over my Instagram at Sarah My Sutton. The link to go buy Teaching the Teacher's Pet is down in the description box below. It is in Kindle Unlimited. If you read that way, you can read it in Kindle Unlimited. But again, it's available in ebook, audiobook, and in paperback. I'm going to be restocking the signed copies soon, so don't worry. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, joining in the celebration and the fun. I am so excited that this book is finally out in the world and that it kicks off the first in the series, this new series that we're starting. The dedication is not in this book. It's in a different book, different proof copy, because it's a proof copy. But the dedication is something like to new beginnings. And if you have watched the vlogs, you'll know that I struggled with the dedication because I just randomly had to do it because I forgot about it to the last second. And I had to figure out dedication, and it hit me. This is a new beginning. We are starting a new series. This is the second series of my entire self-publishing career, and we're kicking it off, hopefully with a bang. I hope you guys really enjoy this. A lot of the ARC readers, their reviews, they've enjoyed it so far, so I'm really excited to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. If you've got this book, if you've ordered it, if you're reading it, please let me know. And if you want to take a screenshot of your paperback copy or take a screenshot on your phone, something, and then share it to Instagram, don't forget to tag me. It's always so fun to see like who's reading the books when, so if you ever want to post it to Instagram, tag me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 7 young adult romance books, and I will see you guys on Friday with another video. Bye guys.